You're listening to the Quint's podcast.
After 2 years of being stuck in regulatory hurdles, WhatsApp finally rolled out its payment option. As the NPCI, or the National Payments Corporation of India, gave the green signal, India became the first country to have this feature live on WhatsApp. But the WhatsApp payment service is only available to 20 million users as of now and will be scaled up bit by bit. And that's because the NPCI has put a 30% cap on the total UPI payments made via every third-party payment app from 1st January 2021. And that stands for all UPI service providers as well, like Google Pay, PhonePe, Paytm, etc. So what will be the impact of such a measure? We'll get to that shortly, but what took so long for WhatsApp to launch this feature? What does WhatsApp payments entry into the third-party payment ecosystem mean for the other players? How can the payment feature be used by WhatsApp users? To talk about all this, I'll be joined by the Quint special correspondent from the Tech and Auto team, Cyrus John, and Sushovan Sircar, senior correspondent reporting on tech and cyber policy. You're tuned in to The Big Story, the podcast where we dissect the headline-making news for you. And I'm your host, Shorbori. WhatsApp has been available in India since 2009 before it was bought by Facebook in 2014. And since then, it has become the most preferred messaging app in the country with a 400 million wide user base. But despite such a big user base, WhatsApp Pay has been stuck in the beta mode since 2018. The launch has been riddled with setbacks, mostly because WhatsApp has been in the center of a lot of controversies having to do with fake news sharing, for instance, or the Pegasus spyware incident, if you remember, and legal tussles over data localization norms. So after it quietly rolled out the pilot test in February 2018 with 1 million users, came the first round of controversies with other members of the payment sector like Paytm, PayU, Freecharge and others, accusing the NPCI of discriminatory behavior for allowing WhatsApp to enter India's digital payments market through unfair means. They were especially miffed since nobody else was allowed beta testing. In fact, Paytm founder Vijay Shekhar Sharma even went on to accusing Facebook of evading security requirements in its pilot test since the trial service did not require login sessions or Aadhaar. And he accused Facebook of trying to create a quote-unquote walled garden, which is basically an enclosed environment that controls the end user's access to certain websites and services. And then came data privacy concerns. After the beta mode became available in limited capacity, in April it was also alleged that WhatsApp was sharing its payment-related information with its parent company, Facebook. And this time, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology also jumped in, seeking more information on its data storage policies and safety concerns. And Sushovan explains a little more on whether data privacy concerns will pose a challenge to its growth.
Now, WhatsApp has not been without its fair share of legal hurdles and regulatory hurdles on its path to launching WhatsApp payments. Back in 2018, a think tank called Center for Accountability and Systemic Change had in fact filed a petition claiming that WhatsApp was not following India's laws, especially on data localization requirements. Another think tank called G2 had approached the Supreme Court on similar grounds, saying that they were not following security and privacy protocols. So WhatsApp found itself mired in many of those legal challenges that it had to face. In August 2020, a few months back, the Competition Commission of India dismissed a petition which claimed that WhatsApp was abusing its dominant position. WhatsApp, as we know, is owned by Facebook, which was abusing its dominant position to sort of push through its products and services. So big tech companies like Facebook, Google, etc. have faced antitrust challenges across the world. India not being an exception in that path. So WhatsApp payment launch was delayed for about 2 years owing to many of these requirements, including RBI's data localization requirements.
But what also threw the spanner at its works was the problem of fake news. Around the same time that it was attempting to launch the service, WhatsApp forwards gained notoriety after several people across India became victims of mob lynchings after fake news was shared on WhatsApp. And the government had to send stern warnings to WhatsApp to address this problem. And finally, after overcoming these hurdles and getting approvals from the RBI and the NPCI, WhatsApp Pay launched with 20 million users. It'll be available in 10 languages, and since it's a non-banking payment service provider, it has also tied up with 5 banks to enable this service: ICICI Bank, HDFC, Axis Bank, State Bank of India, and Jio Payments Bank. But how can users use the payment feature on their WhatsApp? Cyrus takes us through the process.
All right, so anybody who has an active WhatsApp number or a WhatsApp account can use WhatsApp payment. You also need to make sure that you have an active bank account and a UPI number. Now, once you have all of this in place, you need to activate WhatsApp payments on your WhatsApp on your phone. Now, you can do that by going to your WhatsApp, and then at the top right corner, you will see the 3 dots, the hamburger menu. Tap on that, and then you get the payments option. You tap on payments, and then a list of banks appear. From that, you need to select your bank with which you have registered the WhatsApp number, the mobile number that you have on WhatsApp. Now, once the process is complete, you will be able to make payments on WhatsApp to your contacts. Now, it's a very simple process. Now, how you can make the payment is that you go to the contact, tap on that chat box, and then below in the text box, you will see a paperclip option. Tap on the paperclip option, and then you will see the option of payment. You can make payments ranging from, well, even 1 rupee, 500 to a lakh. Yes, that's the maximum limit, a lakh rupees. Now, once you have entered the amount, you can also add a note for reference within that application, and then you need to enter your 4-digit UPI PIN. Once you enter the PIN, the amount will be directly deducted from your bank account and be sent to the contact's bank account. It's a direct bank-to-bank transaction. That's UPI. The issue is not everybody has received WhatsApp payments right now. The update is not with everybody. So you will be notified if a contact in your list does not have WhatsApp payment. Now, WhatsApp has said that the feature will be rolled out to all WhatsApp users in India. Earlier, in its beta phase, it was restricted to a limited number of users, but it will be rolled out for all of the WhatsApp users. Now, the problem is the NPCI, the National Payments Corporation of India, has put a cap of 30% on these platforms. Apart from that, not much of a development when the feature will be rolled out for all of the WhatsApp users, because yes, this is being rolled out in a phased manner, which means all of the users will receive it. They just have to make sure that they keep tracking and keep updating to the latest version of WhatsApp. That's the only way to be sure. But yes, everybody will receive WhatsApp payments soon. It's just that you'll have to be patient for the feature to come to your smartphone.
So, what does its entry mean for other players? Certainly some stiff competition in this sector, since it already has a head start of about 400 million strong existing user base. Among all the payments app, currently the UPI ecosystem is dominated by PhonePe and Google Pay. PhonePe is the most used UPI app in India so far, with around 835 million transactions reportedly in October, and that implies that it has a nearly 40% market share. And Google Pay comes second with around 820 million transactions. But as the volume of transactions via UPI platforms continue to grow, the NPCI has announced a 30% cap on the total transaction volumes of UPI on a 3-month rolling period basis. And that, according to the NPCI, was done to protect the UPI system and to ease the stress on the Indian banking system. And this move will likely hinder WhatsApp's pay growth a little, even when it expands this feature to its entire user base in India. But why is it bad news for some and good news for some? Sushovan talks about why this move could hit PhonePe and GPay, but also benefit smaller companies like Paytm and MobiKwik.
One of the more interesting and important developments in the domain of digital payments ecosystem is NPCI's recent announcement that no one payment platform or bank can have a market cap of above 30%. So in that sense, NPCI, which owns and operates the UPI infrastructure and platform, has imposed an artificial cap of 30% on platforms like, say, Google Pay or PhonePe or MobiKwik, and now WhatsApp payments, saying that no one company's market cap can be above 30%. Why is this happening? One of the explanations given by industry watchers and experts and indicated by NPCI itself is that the clearinghouse must survive. So to do that, if, say, one company has a market share of 75-80%, which means that they are controlling 80% of all the transactions that are happening via UPI. And if there is a major breach or if there is a major issue, then with that company, then the entire UPI ecosystem faces the risk of collapsing. So that is one of the issues that have been highlighted. Now, it is important to remember at this point, 80% of the market of digital payments is dominated by just two players, Google Pay and Phone Pay. WhatsApp, Amazon Pay is still a relatively small player with less than 10%, and Paytm has been focusing more on its wallet than UPI payments at the moment. So WhatsApp payments' entry is definitely seen as one that can completely upend the market, that can completely restructure the market, because WhatsApp payments is seen to be such a dominant player, and they have 400 million or over 40 crore WhatsApp users. And at the moment, they've been allowed to only enter the market with 2 crore subscribers, as opposed to its 40 crore actual users. That is also done with a view to sort of maintain the stability of the market at this point. So the 30% cap is also, many are saying, has been brought in keeping in mind WhatsApp's entry into the market as well.
But in all this, Mukesh Ambani's JioMart has much to gain. WhatsApp recently had tied up with Reliance Jio's grocery delivery service JioMart in a $5.7 billion deal, as we know. This allows customers to make orders through WhatsApp, but what was missing so far was just the payment service. If you like listening to this episode, please subscribe to the Big Story playlist for episodic updates. We're live on Apple, Google Podcast, Spotify, JioSaavn, and most of the other popular podcast streaming platforms. For other podcasts, please log on to the Quint website and check out the podcast section. For any feedback, shoot an email to podcasts@thequint.com.
Thanks for listening. Log on to the Quint's website and check out our other podcasts.